Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. You hear me? Okay. Our session is being recorded now.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Zainab.
Hello, Mr. Elya.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, I have here two Sabah or Sabha, Miss Sabah and Miss Sabah. Yes, okay. Because I've read it Sabah, I'm sorry. Miss Sabah, we have Miss Sabah and Miss Sabha Muhammad. Sabha Muhammad. And Miss Sabah Hussein and Miss Zainab Muhammad. How are you? Wish you are okay.
How are you, Mr. Elya?
I'm fine, thank you. So today we have tag 5, and in this tag we are going to discuss something about the 21st century skills, part B, that we have discussed, I think, tag 1 or tag 2, tag 1 and not 3 and 4. In tag 1 and 2, we have discussed the 21st century skills, and now
Yes.
we are going to handle part B or part 2 of 21st century skills. So here we have exploring more about the 21st century skills, and as well continue developing our classroom language. By the end of this session, you will have discussed the basics of some of the 21st century skills. Understanding 21st century skills, part B. We have the question, or the usual question. What are the 21st century skills? Can you?
Communication,
Yes, communication,
collaboration,
collaboration,
creativity and critical thinking,
creativity and critical thinking. Thank you.
citizenship.
Yes, in addition to the citizenship and leadership. Okay, Ms. Zainab?
Yes.
مذاكرة تمام?
Yes.
Thank you. So
Yes.
these are the 21st century skills. Why should we know the 21st century skills? Why should we know them? What's the importance of the 21st century skills?
They are very important for developing learning process.
Yes, very important for developing the learning process. What way?
To match these days with technology, with using technology.
Okay, Ms. Zainab, and we are going to expand this discussion after watching something I have here. These are the 21st century skills, as Ms. Zainab said, the 4 C's. We call them the 4 C's because they start with C letter: critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity. So the question is, why should we think critically? Why should we think critically? We can answer this question by, because everything is not like it seems. So take care of this session, because this session I have to speak more than the next one, because we need a workshop. The session at the end of the month, we make a workshop that everybody discuss what we have said or what we have hint about in the first one at the beginning of the month. So this session at the beginning, or every month at the beginning of the month, we have a session that prepare for the discussion of the second one. So this session is a preparation, explanation for something that we are going to expand its discussion, or expand the discussion about at the end of the month. Why we should think critically? Because everything is not like it seems. What's the meaning of this? I can give you an example. What can you see now? What can you see? What can you see on the screen?
Picture of cucumber. What I can't see.
A cucumber. Ms. Zainab said that this is a cucumber.
Cucumber, yes.
Okay, I agree. Ms. Zainab, I agree. What about the other people? Do you agree? Do you agree that this is a cucumber? Ms. Sabah and Ms. Sabha, do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
You agree this is a cucumber? Ms. Sabha,
Yes.
do you agree this is a cucumber?
I think it's a rock.
You think it's a rock? Who is this? Ms. Sabha?
Yes.
Ms. Sabha says it's a rock. Thank you, Ms. Sabha, because you gave something different. Okay, it means that you thought more critically than us. We said that this is cucumber from the first look, but you had a deeper thinking and thought critically and asked yourself, it may be another thing. It may not be a cucumber. So what about this? This is
agree.
yeah.
Hannah.
This is a real pic. Okay, this is a real picture. So I would like to explain this for you. Everything is not like it seems. We can judge something wrongly by the first sight. When we see something or watch something and judge it directly, and of course, or mostly, it won't be the correct judgment. We judged this picture as a cucumber, but it's not. It's a banana. Maybe Ms. Sabha was better than us because she thought deeper and she thought critically and in another way that it may be something else, not a cucumber. And this is the thinking that we would like to learn and to teach our students about. Think deeper, think critically. If you look at the edge, the right edge, or the edge on the right of the cucumber, you can doubt that cucumber inside is not white. So it may be another thing. Ms. Sabha thought it may be a rock and painted with some paints. So the sum up is everything is not like it seems. Okay?
Okay.
Let's move to another thing. Critical thinking and problem solving. Here we have a teacher and we are going to watch a video. In this video, our colleague here, a teacher that teaches the student English by using geography. Okay? The content of his teaching is geography about countries, and he wanted the students to indicate or recognize the name of the country, and after that he expanded the discussion into what about the sizes, and wanted the students to compare between the countries. What about the size of Australia comparing with the size of Egypt, for example? And after that, he made the students to think critically. Are the sizes of all these countries real or fake? Or what about the size of countries on the globe and on the flat picture? Let's watch the video and concentrate on the outcomes. Think about the outcomes of this lesson. Think by the mind of this teacher. What could these outcomes be from the video you are going to watch? Are you ready to watch the video?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's watch.
Get the students interested in topic of maps and countries, get them standing up, moving around, having a laugh, that sort of thing. So the maps were on the walls and I would call out a country name and they had to find it. And the first team to find the country won the game. Bulgaria! No, that's Algeria. Look. Bulgaria. No, that's Bolivia. No. Yes, Mexico. Greenland. Which is bigger, Greenland or Australia? Look at the map. So these are the sizes of these countries on the map. This is Australia, maybe this way around, that's hard to see. And this is Greenland, hard to know the orientation. But you can see Greenland is significantly larger on the map we're looking at, on the map they know and they trust. Which one's bigger, Greenland or Australia? Greenland. Is it 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger? Okay, who can catch? Edwin. Very good. Curtis. Which is bigger, Greenland or Australia? Let me have a look. Greenland, very good. Excellent. In reality, however, when you look at the globe, this is the accurate navigation device, of course. You look at Australia here, and you look at Greenland here, and you consider the relative size, then you can see very clearly that Australia is the size of my thumb, and that Greenland isn't even the size of my little finger. So you know Australia is bigger than Greenland. Actually, something like 4 times bigger. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So you've got on this thing, Australia's bigger, and on this thing, Greenland's bigger. Anyone know why?
The map maybe is wrong.
Ah.
No.
So you think that one of them, well, they can't be both correct.
Because the Earth is round, but the map is red.
Very good, excellent. This orange, what shape is it? So if I think this is like the Earth, if I want to make a map like this, Okay, well, let's see if I can do it. I'm just going to take that. Okay, how about that? Magic, I think so. Now, what is this? Is this flat?
Well, no.
Okay, so how can I make it flat? What can I do? Bah! Very good. So,
Very good.
what happens? Is that a nice map?
No.
Why is it different? Which is better? Which is more accurate? And it's a difficult question for them to answer initially, because some of them think the map is more accurate. They see it every day. It's treated as a fact. It's true as far as they're concerned at school. But they also know that this is the correct shape for the Earth. So, what's true? And it's that which forms the basis of the lesson. So that's a ball that's round, like this. Let's see what happens. We can make a flat thing. We can make a map. Yes, John?
But it will turn different.
It will turn different. Exactly. This map, is it the same as the other one? No. Okay, let me just show you then. So, this is the map we know. And here's the one on the... Is this a nice map? Do you like this?
Yes, yes.
This one's a little bit different from this one. Have a look. Tell me. What's the difference? Longer. So this one's longer, and this one's fatter. So this map is Fat Africa. This map, Long Africa. Wow, very nice. Both of them are wrong. So what's the problem with this one? What's wrong with this one?
The phrase, the shape has changed.
Amazing. Very good. See this one? Yes.
I think you stretched it too much.
Brilliant. So here, the problem is the shape of the countries is stretched. Yeah. The shape is wrong. But what's the problem on this one?
The shape is still wrong, I guess.
The
No, the shape of Greenland is too big and Australia is too small.
Excellent.
But
Right. So this one's wrong because the size is wrong. Too big, too small. But this one's wrong because the
shape square.
There you go. I'm not a geography teacher. My knowledge is limited. But without stretching it or changing the shape of some of the countries, you can't take a sphere and open it up and make a single flat surface. There's an inherent distortion. And that's fine. It's just the way it is. And that's a nice thing to understand as well, because it's an understanding of shapes. It's topography. It's understanding of topography. If that's not the right word, don't put it. Topography and relative shapes and sizes. These maps have names. The name of this map is Mercator. Well, that's the name of the man who made the map. This one, the name is Peters, yeah, because Mr. Peters made this map. Captains, can you come and get a piece of paper from me, please? How many do you need? 5. There you go. 4,000. I can't. 4,000. I can't give you 4 million. Man, don't be greedy. Look at the questions here. Watch the program and then answer the questions. Okay.
So let's welcome my guests to the show. First up, it's a Flemish map maker from the 16th century, Mr. Mercator. Welcome a German historian from the 1970s, Mr. Peters. Mr. Mercator, hi laddie, hi audience. Well, I drew my map in 1596 to help sailors explore the New World. It shows compass bearings as straight lines, which help the sailors to end up in the right place. See? All the sailors think my map is the business. Mr. Peters has got the shapes all wrong on his map. His countries look all stretched. Look at Africa. It's meant to look like this. But on Mr. Peters' map, Africa is all long and straight. Hang on a minute. The sizes are all wrong on your map. You make Africa look tiny, when in real life, it's enormous. Which of these maps do you think is the best? Hold up your scorecard to vote for Mercator or Peters.
Okay, so I want you to think, which map do you like best? Which is the one you like best? All right, now, you can come to the board and vote. Which one do you like best? Thank you. Everybody come. one, Mr. Curtis. Which one do you like there? Very good answer. Thank you very much.
The sides are round and the equators are round. Yeah, just right. It's just round. It is round. Why is pictures not here? Because it shows the country's real size. Yeah.
Number 4 over here. When did Mercator make his map?
1596.
Very nice. The north is bigger than the south. Why did he do that? Very good. Because the rich countries up here, he makes them bigger because he thinks they're more important.
But if he makes the rich countries like bigger and it seems that they're more important compared to the small countries.
That's amazing. That's such a good answer.
Of the real, the Asia is more bigger than Africa. But now, Peter's map.
I think it's really important that we do focus on critical thinking questions from time to time. We ask questions which aren't obvious and perhaps challenge their existing ideas of the world. I think every element of education should have the potential to exploit critical thinking ideas and to promote critical thinking in our students, to help them look at the world and just see it through clear eyes and ask the questions which help them understand what's true and not just accept everything blindly that they hear. I know what this is. The format for a lesson, yeah, I can use that every time. Together, we discovered a question effectively. So we looked at something, we looked at a map. From that basic examination, finding countries, looking at it, laughing about it, a question emerged. Obviously, it's a question I had before the lesson, but it emerged. As far as the class was concerned, this question emerged. Which is bigger, Greenland or Australia? And then the rest of the lesson is looking into that question, understanding the question.
Okay, hello again. Have you
Yes.
watched it? Have you watched the video accurately?
Not sure.
Okay, I can help you because of the internet was not okay. So the teacher here showed the globe and the map on a paper, on a picture, and he made the students to compare between someone who drew a map in the 16th century and Mr. Peter, who drew another map in the 20th century, and both of them are wrong because both of the two pictures didn't give the real size of Africa comparing to Asia, and of course the size of Australia is bigger than Greenland on the globe, but Greenland is much bigger than Australia on the picture one. So in general, I can help you by some questions. Have you noticed the questions that the teacher gave to the students? Did these questions help them to think critically?
Yes.
Okay, what's your comment, a general comment about what you have watched?
Yes, Mr. Elya.
Okay, Ms. Zain. What's your comment?
I noticed, firstly, he discussed the topic, and then he make a problem to solve, to think critically, to solve this problem and give them cartoon funny to
Yes,
and use the election to vote about the correct
yes,
method.
thank you, interesting.
Yes, I noticed. Then let them write their opinion in paper on paper. Yes, this is what I watched.
Thank you, Ms. Zainab. It's interesting feedback and analysis. It's excellent. You noticed that the students were attracted to the activity and to the teacher, and they participated eagerly and enthusiastically about the subject matter and about comparing the countries. And they thought critically about the size of Australia comparing to Greenland on the two maps and on the globe. And the teacher after that gave them the answer of the reason why Greenland looks bigger than Australia, and he gave them a model with an orange that globe like an orange, and if you make it flat, if you
Yes,
flatten an
yes.
orange.
This is what I don't understand.
Amazing, yes, excellent
This is
way.
what I don't understand. I want to ask you about this orange. Why? What does he mean by
Yes,
this orange?
thank you, Ms. Zainab. The teacher here used the orange to model the globe. When you draw the continents of the world on a flat map, you have to uh, like an orange when you peel it and flatten it. When you flatten
Yes.
when you flatten the globe, you make it
Yes.
flat. So some places look more bigger than the real one. Okay.
Yes.
So the students here thought with their teacher about a certain problem to solve. And now it's the turn to know and the time to know the outcomes. The question was, think of what his lesson learning outcomes might have been. A listener's learning outcomes might have been for the learners to be able to locate countries around the globe, like what they have done, state the history behind the different kinds of maps, and analyze differences between a map and the globe. The last outcome is to explain why the land mass of different countries looks different on a map and a globe. Okay. He also wanted them to practice and use their critical thinking skills and to question their existing ideas of maps. What do you think we mean by critical thinking? Critical thinking avoids common mistakes such as what are the mistakes that critical thinking avoids? Critical thinking avoids common mistakes such as 1. Seeing one side of an issue, like what happened to you when I showed you a picture of what?
Cucumber.
A banana, and I put half of it, and you see it from one side. When you saw one side of the banana, you thought it was a cucumber, but in real it was not a cucumber, it was a banana. Why you thought wrongly? Because you saw one side of the picture. This is like our real life. When we look at one side of the reality, we cannot judge correctly. Critical thinking avoids discounting new evidence when it conflicts with your previously held views. All of us have some views about everything, and if I get a new evidence that conflict with your view about something, and you didn't want to discount or leave or admit that I'm wrong, okay, and you have a new evidence about that, so you are right. Can you give an example for that? I don't have an example on my mind. When you believe in a view, a point of view, and I come with a new evidence that you are wrong, but you cannot avoid that. So you are not thinking critically. Okay.
The voice is not clear.
Okay. I was saying that critical thinking avoid common mistakes such as only seeing one side of an issue, like seeing a banana. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Elya.
You here now? Sorry, we have a bad internet today.
Okay.
We were discussing about avoiding the common mistakes such as only seeing one side of an issue, like seeing the banana as a cucumber and judge about what we can see from one side, but when we watch it from all sides, we judge it correctly that it was a banana. Discounting new evidence when it conflicts with your previously held views. Can you give an example for that? When you have some view or point of view and I come with a new evidence, but you still insist on your view, like when you tell me that Al-Ahli is better than Zamalek and I am Zamalkawi, so I say no, Zamalek is better. Okay, I can give you an evidence that Al-Zamalek lost the champion of the Egyptian tournament. I can give you another evidence that Zamalek lost the African Cup. So you give me many evidence, but I have a previous view that Zamalek is better than Ali. So this is not critical thinking. I'm not thinking critically because I cannot discount I cannot admit the new evidence you give me. Okay? And
Okay.
I can say that this is a passion, reasoning from passion rather than logic. You tell me logically, give me an evidence, but I'm thinking passionately. يعني أنا بفكر بالعاطفة. فأنا عندي passion تجاه الزمالك. فمهما تقولي لي من ايفيدنس او دلائل ان الاهلي افضل، انا هقول لك لا الزمالك افضل. طيب تعالى نعملها كده، نفكر كريتيكالي، اقول لك لا هو كده. يبقى هنا بيدخل الايه؟ الباشن او العاطفه في التفكير، يبقى ده مش تفكير نقدي. It's not critical thinking. And failing to support. اوكي سامعني دلوقتي ولا كل النت ولا ايه؟ You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, but before we exit out, after a minute, I can take the attendance, so I can have a screenshot. for today's attendance. And then we go on. Okay. Take care that the Zoom program will take us out, and after that we come in again, okay? And failing to support statements with evidence. Can you see the tree at the horizon in this picture? Can you see the tree over there?
No.
In the picture, the man is looking through his hands to a tree.
Yes.
Is it surely 100% sure that it's a tree, or could be another thing?
Maybe another thing.
Yes, that's it.
No.
Yes, that's it. That's
Another
the
thing.
critical thinking. You cannot judge it even if you come nearer till you be beside it and touch it to be sure it's a tree. But it may be another thing, like what? Like
House.
a house,
Maybe.
a car that's carrying something green. It may be a truck.
Smoking.
Okay, truck.
Yeah, it's maybe it may be a truck carrying something green, and so on. Thinking critically learns us that we cannot judge. Okay, now move to another thing. Critical thinking involves thinking in new ways. Not just remembering solutions or situations that are similar enough to guide you. Critical thinking involves thinking independently, and this is the most important thing, in a way that is not overly controlled by anyone else, such as a teacher. It means that our mind should be dependent or independent. Our minds should be independent. It means that nothing or no one controls it like a teacher. And we are, as teachers, we shouldn't make the students think through our minds. You get it? Can you understand me? Can you teach your students critical thinking while you teach them to obey you and to go on your thinking line and not to go away or out of your thinking line? Is it correct to make a student that think critically? Okay, you have no comment, so go to another slide. Why is it important to develop critical thinking? Critical thinking enables people to make better decisions. Of course, if you think independently and critically, you can take the right decision more than taking a quick or a decision in a hurry that you don't think from all sides before you take your decision. Critical thinking, a growing proportion of jobs now require teams of people across the globe working together to solve unique problems as opposed to routine problems. Now all jobs around the world need people to think critically and to solve unique problems more than the routine ones, because we are in a daily changeable world. Problem solving is one of the skills that's highly valued among employers, but employers say that new employees are lacking in this area. All the employers blame the new employees that they cannot think critically, and a very few of them that are creative in their work. Critical thinking enables learners to fulfill their potential and make a positive contribution to the world. Can critical thinking be taught? This is an important question. Can critical thinking be taught? It means you are a teacher. Can you teach critical thinking, or it's not, or it cannot be taught? Can you teach it to your students?
We can elicit it from them during the classroom.
Yes, you can elicit the ideas all the time, because sometimes the students have more modern ideas more than us or more than ours. So
Yes.
as Ms. Zainab said, that we can elicit new ideas from them and make them think critically and be creative. Thank you, Ms. Zainab. Critical thinking is not a general skill. It's not a general skill. So being able to think critically about one thing does not mean you can think critically about another. Meaning that if you are skillful in knitting, for example, so it doesn't mean that you are a good footballer. You are not a painter, for example. So being able to think critically about one thing does not mean you can think critically about another. It's more sensible, therefore, to integrate critical thinking into subjects. How? How to integrate critical thinking into subjects? Critical thinking strategies. Teachers must model critical thinking and ask questions and provide feedback that enables learners to solve non-routine problems. Non-routine problems meaning that the problems that are unusual or not usual to students to have every day. Looking at an issue from multiple perspectives needs to be made explicit by the teacher and be practiced extensively by learners. So you have to practice it with the students, how to look at things from multiple perspectives, from many points of view, asking them, what's your opinion about that? How can we do that? So this is a very important question to make critical thinking and critical thinking responses to you. Ask them, what's your opinion? What's your point of view? Can we take a different outcome from this? How can we solve this problem? Okay? These are the kinds of questions that you can address your students. Curriculum resources have to be redesigned with critical thinking and problem solving in mind, and thanks God that the new curriculum makes this. We changed the curriculum to, I think, the connect curriculum of year 1, 2, and 3, primary 1, 2, and 3. have the
Yes.
content of critical thinking inside, and you teach that to your students.
Yes.
The focus of exams need to shift to evaluate these skills as well. And this is the most important, and I think this year the backwash to the exam changed, and the specification of the exam changed to make more critical thinking with the students. Collaboration and communication. This is the second skill of the 21st century, and we have an activity here. You can do it with your students. Get some straws, dressing pins, and sticky tack, and then work in group of 4 or 5. In 20 minutes, they need to produce a freestanding structure out of the material. They must work together on the structure. They will be judged on height and aesthetics, tallest and looks best. Why they should be judged? Because to make some competition that attract the students to do an activity. During the experiment, you are the note takers and take some notes about your students' performance. Collaboration, how are the participants working together? Are they working well as a team? Is anyone working alone? It's collaboration. So you shouldn't permit someone to work alone. How does that affect the team? Is the team affected by this one that isolate them or work alone? Are they cooperating and getting on with the task? Communication. How did they communicate? Is there a communication between them? And how it is run by the representative or the leader of the group? Was there any language which was misunderstood and therefore produced issues with the task? Is anyone trying to communicate their point but not getting it across? What happened? After the experiment and through the group discussion, is there a leader in the group? Is anyone avoiding practicing? Sorry, is anyone avoiding participating? Can you see any of these rules emerging in the group? Ideas, resources, shaper, information giver, energizer, initiator, recorder, coordinator, completer, finisher, information seeker, timekeeper, implementer, facilitator, and resource investigator. And the findings: collaborating with others involves the ability to work responsibly and willingly in diverse teams to achieve common goals, demonstrating respect for the contributions of each group member, as well as the ability to be flexible and make compromises when necessary. Communicating requires effective listening and an ability to communicate in different modes: oral, written, nonverbal, for a variety of purposes, working confidently in diverse environments, including multilingual contexts, and using technologies. Leadership. What about leadership as a very important skill?
Learning development character.
Yes.
The learner character of learner development.
Okay. When working in a group, ask yourself, how well do you think you work together as a group? If you had a natural leader before, and what skills they showed. If you think you are a leader, if you think there was another leader in the group who did not quite emerge, an emergent leader, someone who looks very skillful to be a leader. If you can develop on your leadership skills and the skills of your learners. What skills does a 21st century leader need to have? Some of the skills a 21st century leader need are coaching skills, communication skills, collaboration skills, flexibility, passion, vision, adventurousness, calculated risk-taking. They need the ability to inspire, to model, to enable, and to challenge. All these skills are needed for anyone to be a leader. How? The discussion needs to be brought round to how we develop our own leadership skills and those of our learners however young they are. يعني مهما كانوا صغيرين برضو لازم هذه السكيل يتعلموها. These leadership skills are often focused on in further and higher education and really need to be taught at younger ages. The important point is that you need to lead by example and so show your learners how to be competent leaders, while at the same time stepping back from your pivotal position and the front of the class as a class leader and hanging over control. Creativity, imagination. Think about your workplace. Do you smile at work much? Your mission is to increase the number of laughs you and your colleagues have at work each day. You have 5 minutes to think of 10 absurd things that would make your workplace a fun place to be. Repetitive and uninspired teaching can reduce children's capacity to be imaginative and creative, particularly when there is an overemphasis on testing and examinations. Of course, all the students like the fun atmosphere and they don't like exams and testing, so they need to feel safe when they be active and make their activities. So we as teachers can reduce the children's capacity to be imaginative and creative. When we are being creative, we are inquisitive, we wonder and question, explore and investigate. We challenge assumptions, we are persistent, sticking with difficulty, daring to be different and tolerating uncertainty. يعني زي ما اتكلمنا قبل كده في الايرور كوركشن والحاجات دي ان احنا نبقى tolerant وما نحاولش نعمل ستريس على الستودنتس. Teachers need to use imaginative and innovative approaches to deliver the curriculum to make learning more interesting, exciting and effective, and provide memorable lessons. Teachers can encourage a spirit of inquiry, Shaping learning around a provocation, a big question, or a series of questions is more likely to generate creative thinking. A teacher who is focused on developing learners' creativity will encourage their learners to work towards an outcome or product. Citizenship. You remember the citizenship? It means what are the citizenship values? Citizenship, if you remember, means that you have knowledge about what's going on in the world and know some knowledge about the cultures and interact with other cultures, examine local, global, and intercultural issues, understand and appreciate, take action for collective well-being, engage in open, appropriate, and effective interactions across cultures. The digital literacy, and it's very important, we discussed that last time, I think in the previous tag. What does digital literacy mean? As Wikipedia define it, as the ability to find, evaluate, utilize, share, and create content using information, technologies, and the internet. Digital literacy has also been interpreted as the ability to operate digital technologies in safe and secure manner. وده طبعا اللي لازم ان احنا as teachers نبقى في الموضوع ده متمكنين، او في الكومبتنس بتاع الديجيتال ليترسي نكون بنستخدم التكنولوجي والاي تي كويس، لان اوريدي الستودنتس بتوعنا go further in this field. Digital literacy involves mastering quite a complicated mix of skills. Why is it important to us as language teachers? بالنسبة لنا احنا هيبقى الأهمية في إيه؟ طبعا in order to function in an increasingly complex and digitized world, we need to develop digitally literal citizens to ensure that the workforce of the future has the skills required. Young people will also need to develop the capabilities that will enable them to search, analyze, create, edit, and remix digital resources. Educational institutions have a responsibility to support the development of digital literacy among learners, and يعني دي تعتبر our responsibility في المقام الأول, and in the professional development of teachers so that they are better informed as to how to help their learners. We have an important place in guiding, supporting, and modeling. And now I'd like to remind you of the Google Classroom. And don't forget to check the pages 77, 78, and 79 in the PDF file. And we are going to have questions or discussion in our Google Classroom. So if you have any questions before we go.
Yes, Mr. Elya.
Yes, Mr.
Yes. How we can achieve this digital literacy while we can't find the teacher who are able to يعني اللي هم المتمكنين في استخدام التكنولوجيا بصورة صحيحة.
Okay, that's what we are talking about, that we have to improve ourselves. We have many courses, LMS, the platforms that teach the teachers how to be or how to master the IT, the information technology. We have to develop ourselves. Don't wait someone to invite us or to beg us, please come and learn something, because the teacher that doesn't do that will not have a place with the modern teachers nowadays. So it's a must, it's not a choice to have the digital literacy.
Yes, we try, but this course is very expensive.
No, it's free. It's free. Just search about that. Search the internet. And when you, Ms. Zainab, when you use Zoom for you yourself, if you are talking about yourself, if you use Zoom now with me and we are talking synchronizingly, so you are developed and you are good in technology. But if you are talking about other teachers that cannot improve themselves, I can say that if anybody doesn't improve himself now and today, he will not be a good teacher with such students that cope with the modernist or the most modern technology nowadays.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elya.
Thank you, Ms. Zainab. Thank you, everybody. And don't forget that this session is the base of the coming session at the end of this month, that we discuss the same thing of this session. Would you like to air this session on YouTube or not? Do you need it? Do you need this video to be recorded and aired on YouTube or not?
Yes, very important, essential.
Okay, okay. I recorded it and I'll air it on YouTube for you to watch it again. Thank you, everybody, and see you next time, inshallah.